Test, test. All right. About to find out. We're about to find out what this sounds like on both sides. Okay. Let's get this part started. How do I share the stream link? There we go. Okay. Oh, I need a drink instead. Damn it. Whew. What's up, everybody? Give me a minute. Check how everything's doing. Hello. Sri, can you hear me on the YouTube stream? Could you confirm for me? Can you hear audio? Sri? Or anybody? Can anybody hear me? Let's see here. Can anybody hear me? Hello? Hello? I might have to mess with the settings. Top fans, community reactions, timestamps. Okay. Can anybody hear me? Let me go back to X. Whoops. That. Share. Hey, what's up? What's up, Milan? Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, what up?
What up? I'm doing both. I'm about to post the YouTube link. Because I have a live stream that has all the charts up.
I was just there. I saw the chart.
Oh, okay. Is there audio coming out of the YouTube?
Yes.
Okay.
It works.
Okay. Thank you. Beautiful. All right. Well, I guess anybody that joins both might have to just mute one or the other. Like nobody's joining so far. Let me just post this real quick and see if anybody comes.
So didn't the poll have 40% of the people?
Yeah, something like that. All right. Hello, DB. So, Milan, what have you been up to? Losing lots of money? Crying?
Hey, you don't lose anything unless you sell. So
That a boy. Yes, that is correct. It'll come back. Let me see.
It is interesting, thinking about rotation. Saw another podcast about gold and it topping out, and similarly with stocks. So, I think time has to come where it's crypto's turn.
Yeah. Yeah, it is crypto's turn, huh? Soon.
Hope so.
I hope so. It is. There's definitely one last leg here before we really have to worry. And I don't know, the way things are playing out, we might have a chance to carry this into 2026. At least it's looking that way. We'll see, though. We won't really know until we get closer to end of November and December, really. All right. We got about I don't know, 3 or 4 people on the YouTube side. I wish I could easily just put this up so I can see both sides. Let me do that. There we go. Sorry. Multitasking. All right. Well, do we have any requests right off the bat? Anybody want to take a look at the chart? Let's just look at Zcash right now, because I think we have several Zcashers here right now. So before we were talking about this bull flag, which if you couldn't tell, obviously that is a very clear flag. I think even I had it, the trend lines off earlier, because it looked like it broke out. But no, then we dropped. We had a confirmed reversal. This is a bearish reversal candle here. And anytime you see a bearish reversal candle, you're looking for the following candle to close below this wick. Let me zoom in. So this is how I look for confirmations and invalidations. So this is a bearish reversal here at the top of this little flag, this channel. And then this following candle, the body closed below this wick on that reversal candle. So that is a confirmed reversal. Now, if it would have closed, if that body would have pulled up and then closed anywhere from here, like 2049 and up, it would have invalidated this reversal. And then we can assume that, you might have some chop, whatever, but that's going to reverse back up. That's what we're looking for. So anyway, we got a reversal, pushed us back down towards the bottom of this channel here, and now it looks like we're trying to print a bottom. And I, for one, love bottoms. I think what we're looking for next is a push back up, especially if this candle here gets really tight. That's 2 hours until close. So we'll see if we get a move above this local bottom. The same goes for local bottoms, right? So when you see a blue candle, bottom candle like this print, it's a good sign that you've got support around here, of course. But what you really are looking for is confirmation of that sign. So if this next candle, you can see it rising already, actually. As soon as this candle rises, it'll probably float like right around here. And then you might get a rejection right here, and then, it might go sideways a bit more until you get another local bottom or a reversal, and then it goes up. But let's say that it went up here, floated around here, and then closed here or below, then that would invalidate that local bottom, and we can assume that it's probably going to chop some more, maybe even go down further before. So that is confirmations and invalidations. Hold on, I'm just checking. It's hard to check multiple chats. Hang on, trying to. There we go. Let's see here. Interested in the order books and sell walls. Seems like the best going option is its Flexa dumping to fund their business. Sort of makes me irritated, but also they need to stay open. Any thoughts? Sell walls seems like this. So obviously you're talking about AMP. So I hear a lot about this this notion of Flexa dumping to fund their business. I think that's a ridiculous thing to say because first, where's that proof? And I just don't think it's useful in any case to say these types of things when none of us really know if that's true or not. I wholeheartedly love Flexa. Like, I've been watching them for years and years and years, since like 2019, and those dudes are fucking smart. I mean, super smart. I mean, MIT, work for NASA type insane geniuses over there. Trust me. And they did it by the book. They have, the right to done it from, I'm tripping over my words. They've done it perfectly, step by step, as they should. Compliant, slow, getting all their MTLs, getting all their patents out, which, by the way, the patents alone, if you can't see just how crazy and how important it is about all their patents, it's huge. It's huge for a business. And in this space, go out there and look and see how many patents each of the crypto companies have out there. You'll be surprised. Anyway, sorry. Back to it. I'll just say, what's up, Crypto Popo? What up, buddy? Lampire, Value, Nemo, Day. What's up, guys? Popo, you coming up to speak? Yes, this indicator does work for the 15-minute chart. Yeah, watch. I have a pretty pro version. I don't think I have TradingView Pro, but I have the high version of TradingView. I can do most custom time frames and things like that. But see, this is the 15-minute. This is the 15-minute. And all of these indicators work on all of those time frames, right? Look, this is the 1 minute, even the 1 minute. All right, let's see here. 4 hour, 6 hour. Yeah, so what I think is going to happen, back to ZEC here, Zcash, what I think is going to happen is, you notice how we came up here, we got a reversal, and then all of a sudden we started losing that shaded squeeze pressure. That's what that yellow shaded area is. That's a shaded squeeze. It does not mean a short squeeze in any sense of the meaning. What it means is pressure is piling up and a violent move is coming from that area. So what happens usually in cases like these is it'll reverse down, release some of that pressure, but then all of a sudden down here you'll get a reversal. And then boom, that reversal will confirm, and then all of that shaded squeeze pressure releases to the upside. Those are some nice moves that we want to catch. So honestly, we're looking for a reversal down here somewhere where we pop back up, and then we test this upper region before breaking out. The guys on X, on the spaces, Popo and Lampire and everybody, I don't know if you're watching the stream, but that's where all the juice is. Sorry guys, I'll go to Tal. Somebody asked me about Tal earlier. Matter of fact, I think I still have that. Tau. Yep. See, I was looking at it before. Yeah, I was already looking at it. So here's tau. Let me zoom out a little bit. Yeah, I mean, obviously there's some wild price action right here during the crash. Boom, boom. But that was a clear deviation. Look where it closed. Like you can just see that was a deviation. It closed right back where that support line was. But anyway, this is the daily. This is really what you would call a basing stage, and I'm going to teach you guys something else too. Watch this. This is another thing that we talk about in Alpha Bundle all the time. So we'll say, okay, so this little channel here, this is what you would call a stage 1 basing stage, right? It's inside this little channel. It's consolidating. That's exactly what's happening. Consolidating, boom, boom, boom. Just keeps testing and testing inside this little channel. Yes, you could draw a descending wedge or something like that. You could, but this is just about the structure itself. And why this is important is because this tells you that when you see a break above these areas, whether it's right up here or down here, whatever it is, once you see a break, then that's your cue. Sorry, I'm looking for my damn brush. That's your cue that you're going to go into a stage 2 breakout. Now, what happens a lot of times, and this is what's happening right now on technically on Bitcoin. What happens is it's in this little basing stage, which can come in both ways, right? It can come down into a basing stage, or it can go up and then back into a basing stage. And Bitcoin's doing it right now. So what we're looking for is that decision finally to break above that area, and then it'll enter this stage 2 breakout phase 1, right? It might break out a little bit, and then all of a sudden it goes sideways here for a while. Don't mind my crap drawings. But yeah, it'll break out, and then all of a sudden it'll base again. You'll be like, well, what the hell? That's not a breakout. Well, what happens is then after some consolidation and maybe even one last shakeout, right, before the second phase of stage 2 breaks out, it'll go here, and then all of a sudden it'll break out again to that channel, and then it'll take way off. And then this time, I mean, it'll be a bigger extension than the first breakout of that. So that's what we call stage 1 basing patterns and stage 2 breakouts. Just a little something for you guys. All right, anyway, sorry, back to tau. Sorry, I nerded out there for a second, guys. Nerded out. All right, going back. More than anything, really, you're looking for we got a breakout of this wedge technically, but what we want is we want to bounce from here now, right here. And then you saw this resistance right above, right? That stage 1 basing pattern I was talking about. So even though this broke out from this structure, what we really want to see is a break above this resistance right here. And then as soon as we see a break here, that'd be a great entry point, and then boom, just ride it up. But yeah, tau, I mean, it looks fine. I mean, you can tell it's back testing right now. It's just back testing the structure right here. And matter of fact, going back to those reversals and confirmations, see there's a reversal candle right here on the daily. So tomorrow's candle, this candle right here that's already started, it can wick below. It can wick below if it wants. Let me zoom in further. But what you want is what you don't want this candle body to close below this line here, below that wick of that reversal candle. Because if it closes down here, then that confirms this reversal, and then we might break down even further. So what we do want is above this line. See, if it closed right there, right now, that's an invalidation. That means we can expect in the midterm, remember, time frames matter as well. This is the daily, so it might invalidate this, right? That means we can expect continuation back up further. But because it's the daily time frame, that doesn't mean it's going to happen today, right? You have to give it time, several days maybe, just to play out. And then you could get another reversal candle in like 2 days, right? And then you got to invalidate that one. So that's how these indicators work. I'm telling you, these indicators have been the best thing I've ever used. You can just follow the dots. If you're a newbie, yeah, there's green dots. Let me see. On Tau, no. 1 hour is in the red, but it's getting some local bottoms. It's right below the track line. I don't think this is going to last. I have a feeling it'll bounce back up. But looking at the 4 hour, it was okay, but then it dipped below the track line. So right now you're just looking for recovery, something to stabilize here, and then break out. Yeah. I mean, the good news is like on the 6 hour, this local top didn't get confirmed. So even though it had slid down here a little bit, that pretty much tells you that we should still be going up. That's really how you play these. All right, let's see. Anyone on X? You guys have any requests? Anybody? I'm just kicking back. I'm tired. I may or may not be a little stoned. And I'm a sleepy old man.
Hey CJ, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. What's up?
Hey, I think I got in this space a little late. I think I joined right when you were breaking down the Zcash chart. I was wondering, did you do one for AMP earlier?
I did not actually. Thank you for asking. Let's go check it out.
Sick.
All right, let's see. Yeah, see, even I was drawing this earlier. The AMP chart actually has its own little basing stage it's doing right now. So if you go down to like the 4 hour here, like look at this little channel. Ping pong, ping pong, ping pong. We do have on the 4 hour, we do have a reversal. Honestly, if you look at this, and if you're seeing what I'm seeing, you've got this, and you've got this, and you've got this. I didn't mean to make that like a face, but what I'm referring to is a possible double bottom here. Let me show you what I mean. So we're still looking for recovery, like full recovery, honestly. But it's also kind of consolidating a little bit, but it's giving us little signs here, like these double bottoms. So if you really wanted to measure these, say something like right here, and I would say that breakout point was this one, see? It's See,
Yeah.
that was that breakout point. But now you have this, right? So I think there's going to be a move that retests this upper side here and then breaks out from up here. So it'll go something like, I keep missing my damn brush. Yeah, it'll probably come back up here, test this upper line, then break out, back test, and then take off. Yeah, AMP's been tricky. I'll be honest with you. AMP really threw me a curveball. I was not prepared for the drop. All that tells me is there was a shit ton of leverage out there, and honestly, I'm kind of glad it's wiped out because that might have actually shown us the way. Now, if you look at the daily did confirm that reversal before, and you might even argue that this is also a double bottom right here. But I still expect us to see some uplift around here, at least around the 003 area, and then maybe a retest around there before breakout. Let me go to this is what I'm eyeing up here, the weekly.
Yeah.
This is a gorgeous chart, and I know it's a daunting chart in the sense that it looks like it takes years and years and years and you'll be dead before you get to the end of it, but it won't last that long. It's already consolidated quite well inside here. You could argue that there's maybe one more tap up here somewhere, but I do believe that once this breaks out, this gigantic structure, I mean, we're talking Zcash type God candles easily. I mean, once we break out, guys, we're going to be talking candles all the way up here easily.
Yeah, it's been building up for so long. Hey, CJ, you mind me asking you, like, I forget when it was the last time AMP went to a penny. I feel like it was last December.
It was, I can tell you right now, yeah, December 2nd.
Yeah, early December. So, and those were great times. Those were great days, and it was really exciting. And I'm just trying to reflect and think back, like, what was the narrative going on back then that made it able to reach a penny that December?
What? Say again? Like what made it?
Yeah, because I'm just thinking, like, within the last year, because it's almost been a year, so it's been like 10 months since we were last at a penny.
Yeah.
And there's been so much more, news from the team and,
Yeah.
things that have been coming out. And it just seems like even with all the new announcements and stuff that Flex has been dropping, like, we just, like, haven't been able to pick up, like, where we were 10 months ago.
Yep. I hear you.
And I guess what I'm asking is, what was, like, the word going around 10 months ago that actually brought us back to a penny? Like, I kind of forget.
So the one hype that I am thinking of is the Coinbase hype, right? That was a big hype back then. But let me say this. I think ultimately, I think none of this has been driven by news or even hype. I think all of this consolidation has literally been big pockets somewhere on Wall Street that knew about this years and years ago and is just accumulating as much low prices as possible because they know at some point this is just going to go nuts. I don't think that, I mean, we obviously had some hype that created some uplift. That's for sure. I can't say that it hasn't been any hype. I mean, there's definitely been some hype out there. There's a strong community, there's a lot of pro AMP folks that are out there, but it has been quiet and this market has been painful. I am in love with the recent interviews that happened that Danny McCabe said.
Yeah, same. Absolutely.
Top 10 Fortune 500. He thinks like it's them, and like I don't doubt what he's saying, and I think this is a winner by far. And I think if you have the cojones to hold this long enough through whatever pain of sideways action, you will be blissfully happy at some point down the road. Whether that's going to be in the next 3 months, 6 months, or 6 years, I don't know. But if you can hold on, I mean, it's a winner. It's screaming in everybody's face. It's definitely a winner. It's at the forefront. It's doing everything right. And they've got their foot in the door at some of the highest people in Congress. Like, I think it's fine. And, if you can just hold out and accumulate what you can, I think it's going to be very, very nice. Mike,
Hey, CJ.
What's up?
Hey, what's going on? So if I could speak to the hype, I guess, if you will, there wasn't really too much of a hype, but President Trump getting in was a sentiment of the market shifting upward during that period of time. I remember XRP also spiking up around that time frame as well, and there was a lot of sentiment of positivity during that period of time. So I think that's probably what it was as a market whole pushing everything up. That's just what I noticed based off of what I was seeing.
I see. Yeah, it totally could be. I'll tell you, I wish I had more time to like really ingest all of the crazy information. I mean, I wouldn't want to. News headlines and all that shit is not fun, but I wish I could stay on top of things more. Especially things with the liquidity cycle and the business cycle. There's a huge argument out in the analyst world right now about who's right in that space, and I think that's going to be interesting to watch that play out. But yeah, flex all the way, man. Like, this sideways consolidation sucks, guys. I know. Trust me, I know. I have a very old bag with AMP. I have a couple bags with AMP. But I trade other things too, of course, but my biggest winner is AMP, and then Anvil behind that, and then, ETH and Bitcoin, of course. But Flexa is going to dominate for sure. And I think everyone is going to be amazingly surprised by the time they finally launch. It's going to be wild. Times are changing. Any other charts, guys, you want to see? Pretty soon here, I'm going to pass out.
I'm good. CJ, I appreciate it. I'm about to log off as well.
Anytime, man. Take care. Have a good night, man.
Peace out.
Later. Milan, Mike, Popo, you guys got anything to say? Just chilling on this phone.
Have you done Anvil?
I did. I can't tell if you're sarcastic, though.
I must have missed it. I'm sorry.
It's okay. We did, but briefly. So on the screen right now is AMP on the weekly. We were talking about this massive structure, which is just huge consolidation structure. That's all this is. It's clear as day. It's very pristine in the way it's set up. I don't think there's any way to argue that this is not a correct structure or what it currently is. So in general, guys, what I would expect to happen, especially as we're running into these last couple of months, I do think there's going to be a hard whiplash going up. We are not done at all. We're not. I know everybody might feel like it, but we're not done. It's just been super painful. And that max pain was max pain. All those people got shaken out, portfolios liquidated, wiped, and then now all of a sudden we're basing out, and then we're about to catapult to the upside. But I do think that we're going to come up here, and I think we're going to test this area up here again. What I don't know is if we are going to test it for the first time and then break out soon after, just go up here, test it, and then break out. And then, maybe back test a little bit here and then break out, harder. But I think conservative, you'd be looking at something that comes up, these final days of the year, maybe taps the upper line. Get the fuck out of here. Don't worry about my cartridge, guys. It'll survive. So it'll come up here, right, this last quarter, and then all of a sudden January hits, and we'll get some pullbacks and some corrections, whatever. It may come all the way back. I don't know, but we might have a correction, and then all of a sudden when we get into like Q1, Q2 time frame, I do think that there's a chance that we might come down here and then come back, retest, and then break out like mad, way up, God candle type stuff. I do think that's a possibility. And then the last possibility, it doesn't really make sense. And this is what people are worried about. This is what people are concerned about. I've already heard it in several DMs, but they think it's going to go up like this, and then boom, we're going to crash, go into a winter, and then here we go, we're just going to bounce, and then we're just going to go all the way into 2028, and then go way down to the bottom, and then finally break out. That's what a lot of people think might happen. And listen, could that happen depending on who knows what headlines come out? Yes. As an analyst, you cannot discard the possibility that could not happen, because that is a huge structure, a very high success rate. It could consolidate inside here for a very long time. It really could. That would be max pain. But what happens after that, right? What happens after that? What happens is all this massive pressure, right? All of that is going to just blow, and you're going to get this huge God candle go way up, and it's just going to fly. It might bounce around a little bit, around the 3s and 4s, but then, oh no, I'm not done, and then boom, goes towards 7, and oh shit, I'm not done here yet either, and then goes to Valhalla. Anyway, so that's it about AMP on the weekly anyway. Sorry, I'm being retarded here right now, being a little dumb, being silly because I'm tired. Let me zoom in a little bit. I'll see. What we were talking about before was this basing stage that AMP is in on the daily. Like, we got this confirmed reversal, so I still expect us to go up, and obviously we did, but it pulled it right back down. And then we got a second reversal here, which I don't think is going to confirm, because the only way that reversal could confirm is it has to close up here. I mean, that'd be great, but I don't know if we're going to close Thursday above here. We'll see. But anyway, this little basing stage, it might bounce around in here a little bit, but eventually it's going to test this little neckline here and then break free. Just waiting for the market to make a move. See, there's that little area, little channel that it's in. There was a reversal on the 4-hour, by the way, for AMP, sitting right on top of the track line. But I don't think that's going to confirm. Right now, the candle's just sitting right on top of the track line. So if this invalidates, we can assume that it's going to go back up towards this channel again, and it might test it again. It might break through, since it already got rejected one time. It might break through, back test, and then break out further. But yes, overall, midterm, we are definitely breaking through here and above. I'm just waiting for some much, much bigger momentum and signals on higher time frames right now. That's really what I want to see. We briefly got a reversal candle in this candle, but it went away since we dipped back down a little bit. So if by the end of the week we can pull this back up, this will be a reversal candle. And we have not had a bullish reversal candle. Look at that. Ever. These are all bearish reversals and local bottoms. So no. So that would literally be our first bullish reversal weekly candle, which is big news. All right, guys. Oh, you're welcome. I would love. What's up?
Oh, just real quick. I thought you said so you've done Zcash and AMP. Do you have a chart for? I know you may have mentioned this in the past. You didn't have trading view with Anvil. Do you have anything that you can chart out Anvil with?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't even know. I don't even think I've looked at Anvil. No, there's nothing. I mean, I can. I just got to go through Dex Screener or Uniswap or something to chart it. Yeah,
I'm just curious of thoughts on too with the change from V1 to V2 and outlook, or just your opinions on it.
Well, yeah, I will admit that the change was a surprise to most holders, which was scary, and I think everybody was scared in some way. However, when I read a bit more, and I it wasn't necessarily anything to do with like rugging anybody or like pulling one over on like their community members or anything like that. They made everybody whole again. It was a necessary upgrade to the protocol altogether in order to even expand at the scale that we want it to expand. So it was all kind of a necessary process. It was just a scary process, and it's vague. And it's vague always in this space because it's all new to us. Everything's a nuance in this space, so it's natural to kind of feel that way. Even I was a little weirded out by it. Piqued my interest for sure. But after I've spoken to a lot of folks and read into it a little bit more, I'm not worried about it. I think they're doing great things. I think it's a lot of free money that folks are still going to have, right? Which is crazy in itself still. I think that gets lost in the weeds sometimes. They gave Anvil away. I mean, that's crazy. Most companies would not do that out there today. Not in that manner, anyway. Not like that. But yeah, I am eager to chart Anvil. I just haven't had the time recently to get in there, but I have been kind of watching it from time. I've been watching the price on the side. That's for sure. Yeah, I'm looking up.
I think there's a lot of anticipation if it ever gets listed. It would be really fascinating to see where it goes from here.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I hope that they do well.
Well, hey guys, sorry CJ, couldn't talk earlier. Right, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
How you guys doing, man? Good?
Not bad, man. I'm probably going to pass out soon. We were just talking about AMP and Anvil and some other charts.
I appreciate all the work behind it, bro. I was just wondering if you know you guys have looked at the news around pump fund and uh, Fox News getting out there and saying pump fund is something to worry about and stuff like that, and how it probably might affect the market in the next coming days. I mean, it sucks to be. I never got involved in pump fund, but it's part of Solana, and Solana is a big part of the market. So, just kind of wondering where this could go.
Yeah. Yeah, I really don't know where this is going to go, to be honest, This is some crazy times we live in. I gotta figure out my. So many of these settings I have not figured out. Anyway, the guy Alexander that you're asking for Sol. So this is the weekly for Solana on the screen. Obviously, it's holding pretty well considering. But look at the this symmetrical triangle it's in. You're going to be looking for a breakout point, so more than likely it's going to bounce and consolidate in here. It's just a little bit longer, and then whenever the market starts to finally get some balls, it'll start to test one of these trend lines and try to break out, and that's what you're looking for. If you have an entry already, then you know what you're looking at or what you're looking for. You can set stop losses, up here or down below. But you're looking for a breakout point, and then once you verify that breakout point like this, maybe in a back test, this right here would be a beautiful entry, because then that should take right off. And the same goes for the downside, right? If there's any kind of bad news or whatever, and all of a sudden you get a break down here instead, then obviously you're going to want to exit. That's going to enter a stage 4 breakdown. And then what you do is you wait for it to break down all the way, and then it enters a basing stage, stage 1, and then from there, again, stage 2 breakout. That's one of the best ways to trade, in my opinion, if you're kind of new. Look for those basing stages, and then all you have to do is just wait for a breakout above those channels, and then you just ride it up. And then when it enters a new basing stage, you exit. And then if it breaks down, you already exited. You're good. Just wait for it to find a new basing stage. But if it breaks out, then you can re-enter at the breakout point above. And then just ride that up again. And the same thing goes. You can wait for a basing stage, and then you exit. So it's simple in its own way, but I highly recommend. I know a lot of people don't have the money to do these types of indicators and these bundles, but if you ever do happen to come across some extra money, I highly recommend the Alpha Bundle. I'm not shilling it at all, I promise. It's just that it has helped me a lot in trading, significantly, and just charting in itself and just understanding these trend shifts and things like that. The green dots and the red dots, I mean, you could use a weekly chart or a monthly chart, and that's all you would need to do a trade. Like, say you would enter Bitcoin, ride the green dots all the way up, and then the second you see a green dot disappear on a candle, you exit, take your profits, and then you just wait for your next entry. It's actually pretty damn simple. All right,
Do you think the ETFs? Sorry. One last question, CJ. I was wondering if the ETFs are going to have a play now that the ETFs are going to come up. If Solana would break out because of that.
Wait, say again. If the who break
The
ETF?
ETFs, yeah. There are about 14 ETFs that have been filed for Solana. So it's just trying to. They're all due this month if the government comes back up.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, I see what he's saying now about Pump Fund and Solana.
Yeah.
I haven't seen any news about that.
No, me neither. But yeah, guys, I'm probably gonna go pass out. I gotta get up early for some client stuff for work. But I appreciate everybody joining. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna set another one of these up. I'll schedule it ahead of time. Do another charting session, maybe this weekend, so we have more time to bullshit. And then we can do like a whole list of chart requests, stuff like that. But I hope you guys have a great night.
Yeah, have a great night, CJ. Thanks for the stream.
You too. Have a good night, guys.
Take care, bud.
Later. Why can't I chat with these guys? I was trying to chat with you guys. For some reason, I'm having trouble finding my chat icon. Hold on, give me 1 second. Why can't I? Stats. Okay. Whoa. I don't know what that was. Alright, guys. Thank you for your time. I promise I'll have this a little better figured out next time. We'll do this again this weekend. Appreciate the time. Bye, guys.